Greetings to Echo Zero Papa Golf Sierra here, and this is a video on EDC flashlights, everyday carry flashlights. So I've just recently changed my EDC flashlight for a number of reasons, and I'll just sort of show you a few different options. So the first option is a keyring option, which I do carry my keys every day. This is a night core. These are probably one of the most popular night core flashlights now. Rechargeable via the USB micro port, which is a little bit tricky to get out because it's got a waterproof cover. It just goes in your keyring, very lightweight, lithium ion rechargeable. 2 modes. It's actually extremely bright for the single sort of LED, which is an older style LED. It's not a Cree LED. It's just a regular sort of, I believe, sort of straw hat style LED almost. So that's a great backup light, and it does provide plenty of light for most options, like trying to find your keys in the dark, and that sits on my keys. So that's one of my EDC flashlights. It sits on my keys all the time, and it's very easy to charge. But that's not enough if you want to light up a fair bit of area in front of you, or if you want to see something that is in a very dark spot and you need to light it up. Quite a bit under, say it's underground, it's quite a bit of distance, this won't throw the light that far. This will be good for stuff that's kind of immediately around you, but if you need to light up under floor, you want something a bit more powerful, for example. So this one here is quite a common flashlight that you'll see all over eBay and probably Amazon as well. It's focusable, has a Cree LED in there, as you can see, and I'm trying to think what they quote the output as, but let's see what it says on here. Well, it says it's a Cree XML T6, and I think it says figures 1600 lumen supposedly. So it's got 3 main modes. I believe that's low, yep, blinking, and high. But it's quite a bright flashlight, and if I zoom it in, you can actually kind of make out the, you may not be able to see it very easy here, you can make out the shape of the actual Cree chip. You kind of begin to see it there. As I bring it up, you can now see the shape of the actual Cree chip when it's on the focus mode. But that zooming, actually, I used to use it a fair bit on this flashlight, but I found it's actually redundant now. I'll tell you why when I move on to this next flashlight. But yeah, this one's supposed to be waterproof. Not very waterproof, to be honest. You do have to tighten down the seals, and I had to add a little bit of, you can't hear it there, just a little bit you can kind of hear that. That's the battery, and that's even with a bit of dampening I added. I added a piece of it's a piece of a post-it note in there, just to kind of pack the battery in a bit better, because it rattled around a fair bit. That takes 18650. And this one you have to charge externally. So it did serve me well for a long time. Decent pocket clip, quite a nice pocket clip actually, and it's removable. However, it's a bit chunky. I do like the sort of bevels on the end here. That's great as a sort of self-defense item. So let's move on to my new EDC flashlight in combination with the backup here. And the night core is semi-waterproof as well, by the way, but you wouldn't submerge it. This is a BLF Special Edition, which stands for Budget Light Forms, I believe. I don't know the entire history behind it, but essentially it's a pretty cheap flashlight that does pretty much everything you would want, in a decent size without being too big, and with a powerful, high quality Cree chip. This Cree chip does actually appear to be smaller than the one in this one, but it's better quality, it's a lot more brighter. You can see in there. So there's a few different banks of modes, it does lots of different functions, but the main functions I use is basically high power or the low power. So you turn it on, it goes into like a nightlight mode, or firefly I think some people call it, very low light output mode. Then you touch it again, it goes up a level, again, 3, 4, oops, sorry, 5, 6, and then that's high, and then you do it once more, that's turbo. And turbo lasts for about 40 seconds. That's extremely bright now for the size. This is a waterproof torch. I haven't really tested how waterproof it is. It does seem to feel a lot more waterproof than the retractable one over here. This also takes an 18650 and it doesn't rattle around, it holds it snugly. Feels much better quality. You are paying a little bit more. This old one here was probably around £5 or something. This one here is about, I think I paid about £18 for it. But it's got a nice centre bright spot, whereas the old one is quite an even dispersal. So what I used to do with this old one is have to focus it. But with the new one, because it has that centre bright spot, I can flood the air around, and something I need to focus on, I can just get in the centre bright spot. So therefore I don't need or don't miss the focusing lens. Pocket clip is again nice, it's detachable and it's held on quite strongly. That hasn't come off on me yet and it doesn't really move very freely, but if you do need to, you can get this off and replace it. I don't know if you can get the replacement part that easy, but you can. It is replaceable in theory. Very strong pocket clip, doesn't come off my jeans yet, has a bit of a stronger retention than this previous one here. One other nifty feature is if you go into the bank too, I won't explain how you do all that, you can hold it down for longer when you first turn it on to get straight into high power mode. If you hold it down again, it's kind of got like a strobe mode. Hold it down once more and it's got a battery level sort of feature, so that shows me I'm at full charge essentially. It blinks several times depending on the battery level. You can read the manual for more information on that. If I hold that down once more, it's got a cycling mode, which is great. I do a lot of cycling myself, so that is handy to have on a flashlight in case you need it in emergency. Stick on the back of your bike. So that's a PLF Special Edition, my new EDC flashlight. I hope to do some more tests on it with regards to the waterproofing. And that's basically been sort of an overview of EDC Flashlight Options. And this is my new current EDC flashlight, and this is a backup. I've got quite a few other flashlights off to the side, but those are all, they are much more powerful, but they're way too big to be carrying every day. So these clip straight into my pocket. So thanks for watching 2E0PGS. Cheers.